and all the other participants of the competition. Congratulations also to the School of Eloquence.
There's an old African proverb that's where we dive deep into the wisdom of ages to fuel your journey, your quest, your desire towards greatness. Today, we're setting sail on the vast ocean of life, guided by an ancient African proverb. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Think about it. If life were always calm and predictable, how would we grow? How would you learn to navigate the storms, harness the winds, and chart our own course towards our dreams? It is indeed, and in fact, the challenges, the setbacks, the unexpected turns, the twists, those difficulties that truly shape us into the capable, resilient individuals that we are meant to be. Just like a skilled sailor relies on their experience and knowledge to conquer the roughest seas, we too must draw upon our inner strength and determination in order to overcome some of life's obstacles that stand between us and our aspirations. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. It is a chance to test our limits, to learn new skills, and to emerge stronger than ever before. In fact, as the great Jim Rohn once said, it should make us stronger, wiser, and better. And that's why we must embrace the storms no matter what happens. We must embrace setbacks, for they will teach us valuable lessons. We must also embrace the detours, for they may lead us to even greater destinations than we originally imagined. That is a very important lesson for you. I know it's not always easy. There will be times when the winds are against you, when the waves crash over your bow, and when you feel like giving up. I know. But in those moments, remember the words of the great Nelson Mandela when he said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." So keep your eyes on that horizon, your dreams in heart, and your spirit unwavering. You are the navigator of your own destiny. You have the power to turn those challenges into triumphs, setbacks into comebacks, and dreams into reality. So, let the winds of adversity blow. Let the waves of doubt crash against you. You are that skillful sailor that is capable of navigating any storm. And remember, the greatest rewards await those who dare to venture into the uncharted waters of their own potential. Set sail, my friends. Embrace the journey, and may your voyage be filled with courage, resilience, and, of course, the unwavering belief that you are destined for greatness.
Welcome to My Eloquence Journey, an exclusive feature from the School of Eloquence, Africa's leading institution for public speaking mastery. Today, we are spotlighting the Dean's Public Speaking class, a powerful, 2-day intensive designed to transform everyday individuals into intentional, confident, and compelling speakers.
I enrolled in this course because lately I've found myself making some speeches and engaging in some public speaking. So I think I should fine-tune the way I speak in public and speak with power, encourage people and inspire people, not make it boring. It's something I can do, but I just think that fine-tuning it and making it in such a professional way, it's way to go. So that's why I'm here.
So my expectations today, I wish to, for now, only to improve in my vocals and, to interact well with around people more.
My expectation for this class is to improve my stage, to overcome my stage fright and to improve on my eloquence communication.
Joining us are Sariondo Kunafemba Edward, Ojek Chidimma Ann, and Obayoha Ugochi Jessica, 3 determined learners who have taken the bold step to elevate their communication and unlock new opportunities in their careers and personal lives. Their journey begins on day 1, the day of discovery. To explore the struggles they faced and the defining moments that pushed them to seek change, we join the conversation in the studio with Nafisat.
Good Emma, welcome to My Eloquence Journey. I have some questions for you, Emma.
Okay.
The first goes, which moment or lesson from day 1 stood out most and why?
Okay, it's today's class. I kind of want to say that my most basic points in the class is where we have to talk about the tools of public speaking. Yeah. Where we're taught about the gestures, how to make the gestures of eye contact, the body language, the beats and all that. So I kind of learned the basic things in communicating with people to make it more impacting, to make people understand and to gather everything together. So I learned how to use my hands, the visual contact, the body language and all that. So to enable people pay attention more on what I was saying, yes.
If you had to describe day 1 of My Eloquence Journey in one word, what would that be?
It's that very fantastic word.
Good day, sir, and welcome to My Eloquence Journey. I have some questions for you, sir.
Okay.
The first one is, which moment or lesson from day 1 stood out to you the most and why?
Okay. I would say the lesson that stood up for me the most is the structure of public speaking. Yeah, the reason is, before now, I don't know how to structure speak. Most time I'll have idea to communicate, but my inability to structure it, I will not be able to, communicate it better for my audience to get the proper idea of my message and what it's all about. At the end of the day, I end up mixing a lot of information together, which will contradict the understanding of my audience. But undertaking this class and giving the proper orientation about how to structure a speech, I have been able to know how to structure my speech and what to do if I am to actually give a speech or have a presentation with anything. So that particular aspect and lesson actually did a lot to me, and it actually stand out, and I really appreciate that I actually learned it.
The next one is, if you have to describe day 1 of My Eloquence Journey in one word, what would that be?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's very good, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good day, ma, and welcome to My Eloquence Journey.
Thank you so much. Good day.
Good day, ma. I have some questions here for you on your eloquence journey. The first one is, which moment or lesson from day one stood out to you the most and why?
Okay, I can say it was after the presentation was the highlight for me because I didn't see it coming. And then after the presentation, there was a little correction in my head. I didn't feel it was anything, but I mean, coming for the course and the coaching, I noticed that, oh, this could be not a problem, but some kind of fine-tuning of how a public speech should be made. And it was a highlight for me, and I think that was commendable.
If you had to describe day one of my eloquence journey in one word, what would that be? Just a word.
Loaded.
Oh, I didn't see loaded coming, but I think I like that word.
Loaded.
Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
But discovery is only the first step. This program is more than training, it is a breakthrough and a profound mindset shift. Overnight, the lessons from the Dean's class began to settle. Between the end of day 1 and the start of day 2, the hesitation we saw at the beginning began to vanish. Sari Ondo, Chidinma, and Ugochi weren't just learning techniques, they were finding their authority. The transformation is now in motion. To capture the final breakthrough and the results of this life-changing journey, we return to the studio with Abigail.
Hello, Miss Jessica.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on completing the public speaking masterclass.
Thank you very much.
I want to ask you some questions. Okay. So my first question is, why did you choose the School of Eloquence?
Okay, it was a recommendation from a family friend who has been a member of the school. So,
okay. So my next question is, what area in public speaking have you improved on after the training?
Okay, I've really improved in my vocals, in my boldness, trying to face the crowd, because it has been a challenge for me facing audience. So I kind of improved very well, but way forward I know I'll do better.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you say your expectations were met?
Yes, very well, very well. But I wish to advance in more classes so I can be perfect.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Miss Chidinma.
Hi.
Congratulations on completing the public speaking class.
Thank you.
My number one question is, why did you choose the School of Eloquence?
Okay, so as you grow in career, you get to a level where a lot of public speaking is expected from you, either to address the audience, or you have to make some speech in the boardroom, or you will need to talk to people, I mean, in an exposed environment where you have a lot of crowd and you need to address people or motivate people to do something. So there's need for the fine-tuning and being skillful about it so that you can be able to send the right message.
All right. So my next question is, what areas in public speaking have you improved on after completing the training?
Okay, so I think my body composure, my body movement, my facial expression, the way my eye contact, the way I contact and I connect with my audience, the body movement, not being too stiff, not holding on to the lectern, and a lot has been learnt in 2 days, and I'm really impressed.
Okay, so would you say the expectations you had before you came, would you say they were met?
Oh, sure. The expectations were met in a very short time. I expected that before I could be able to grab something, it would take maybe 2 or 3 sessions. But I mean, even on the first day, it was, like I said earlier, it was loaded, and I have a lot of take-homes, and there are a lot of improvements in my second public speech today. Yeah, there was a lot of improvements. So I have a lot to take home, and I'm impressed. Yeah.
So would you recommend the course to other people?
Oh, I've actually done that. I have 2 people that are already coming. Maybe the next session in February. Yeah, and one said in March. So I've already done that already. Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, thank you.
Once more.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Edward.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on completing the public speaking masterclass.
Thank you.
I would love to ask you some questions. My number one question is, why did you choose the School of Eloquence?
Yeah, I chose School of Eloquence because when I wanted to improve my public speaking, and I was trying to find out which of the center or which of the institute is very good or can be able to cater for my need. I went online and searched, and I got some names. So when I checked their profile and tried to know where they specialize in, I saw that School of Eloquence was well positioned for what I wanted to get and was more advanced. Yeah, and even when I tried to, search for the preference, the search result shows School of Eloquence first.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I find out about School of Eloquence. I asked some of my friends, and I get one person that told me that he's aware of the place, and the place is actually good, and that is the only place in Lagos where you can actually get well trained in terms of eloquence. And you try to tell me about the owner of the place and who he is, and I will say, okay, there is actually a place and that I really need it to go.
So what area of public speaking would you say you have improved on after completing the training?
Yeah, completing this training, I improved. I was coming in as, which word would I use to describe I was coming? I was coming as a total novice without any clue about public speaking, and I have many lapses, and I have many lapses here, from stage fright to unstructured speaking. I don't have any idea about speaking or presenting actually, but after the completion of this class, I think I'm going home with idea of what public speaking is all about, and how to engage my audience, and how to structure my speech, and what is expected of me from the audience, and what I'm expecting from the audience. Yes, what to give the audience, and how to structure it, and how to refine it, or how to present it better. And in a long way, in my own profession, which is architecture and construction, it's a long way to actually help me to communicate my designs better, unlike before, where I've struggled. I don't have a clue on how to present my design to my clients. Yes.
So would you say the expectations you had before coming were met?
Yes, I would say yes. Yeah, because the expectation I was having before coming here, they were met. Yeah, and I will say that in this way. If I did not participate in this program, yes, I might be probably thinking that, because how am I going to overcome stage fright and all those things? But most of those things is more of psychological than how we understand it to be. And coming here and meeting with Mr. Esen Obon face to face, and how he take me through the process, I discovered that actually I can, have the power to overcome the stage fright and everything. And he gave me the basic I need. Yes. So it's made in a way, because the basic thing and the bottom line of everything is to overcome it completely, totally, is to practice, and practice, which is, I know, is very, but the basic expectation, I know they are made 100%.
So would you recommend the course to other people?
Of course, sure. I have a lot of people in my mind that I have to recommend this course for, because, and I believe that as I'm going out, at least the difference I will make around my colleague and around the people, my peers, I think they should be able to, be surprised and probably it's a place for me to. It's my place to recommend a place here and tell them how the journey was and how it is, and to be able to guide others as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
2 days. One undeniable shift. What began as a challenge has become a triumph. Sari Ondo, Chidinma, and Ugochi have proven that when you choose the School of Eloquence, you aren't just attending a class, you are beginning again. They leave here today not just as learners, but as speakers ready to command any stage.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
This has been my eloquence journey. One journey. Total transformation. Your path to mastery begins here at the School of Eloquence.
Speak with power.
My name is Mrs. Osage Cynthia. I've been teaching for 14 years now. I see teaching as a vocation and a way of, giving back to the society, helping children who are struggling with their education to grow and find their path in life. As a mother, I want the best for my children, and giving back to children in the society, helping them to find their potentials, helping them to find their path, gives me joy. I see that, in fact, it's a passion for me. I love teaching as a profession, and in fact, I see it as even as a hobby, basically. Yes, when I see children who struggled during the course of their years, because I teach in the secondary school, they struggled, but by the time they get into the higher institution, you see them doing very well, and at the end of the day, they come back and say, Mrs. Sage, you were part of my success story. So it gives me joy, So that's why this keeps me going and it helps me to do more. There was even a time a child sent me a text message and said, Mrs. Sage, I'm now a medical doctor. I never thought in my years, because I teach biology, I never thought that in my years I could become a medical doctor because I struggled. But you kept me going, you helped me, you told me, don't give up, you can do this. And that inspired me to become a medical doctor, And today she's a medical doctor and doing very well in the medical field.
I would rather say I'm born to teach because I derive pleasure seeing me instill value into people. And seeing them carrying out, passing it to the next generation, it's most appealing to me as a teacher. And what you really make out of people, that's what really stands for me. And it has been a key point to me that it's not about the finances. Like we know in our countries today, they don't really value the teacher, they look down on the teacher. But you being a person that you don't look down on yourself, you want to put in and create an avenue for people to explore in their giving God's talents. I don't see the need why many people should not venture into that profession. It's a cool profession, and it's not basically within the 4 walls of the classroom. You can go all the way. As I'm talking to you, I'm teaching you, and I learn from you. It's a give and take situation. So it's not just a one-way thing. We are far beyond the traditional system of teaching. Now, even within the comfort of your home, you can be educated. You can receive education. Be it online teaching or offline teaching, education is just the key. But the core value is to instill in you the value which you need to carry on to the next generation.
My name is Mrs. Ifoma Okolo from Anambra State. Over 25 years. At the beginning, like young lady, when I finished secondary school, my mind is not going to teaching. My mind was that, go to all those kind of courses, architecturing, pharmacy, and the rest. So I decided to now say, okay, let me go for architecturing. But then, fortunately, my dad is he's late now, Leonard, and then he had a friend in one of the college of education in Delta State. He said, instead of you to be waiting to take JAMB, because it's not like now that before you even do the WAEC, they are taking JAMB. So we now take WAEC before JAMB. So he said, you've done your WAEC. Instead of waiting to take JAMB, why not just come in the college of education? So I entered. So when I entered, I started with mathematics, physics, education. So after that, maybe that was what made me nice. Why will you now, after this one, now go to... So I continued with education courses. From there, went into my degree, education courses. When I look at my students, I feel that this is my life. That I can't even imagine myself going to do something else, like something that doesn't have to do with human being. So I feel that I need to mold these ones, because when I will be talking to them, I will just be picturing them in my mind, their eyes and everything. I say, this is where I belong. I have to look at these girls, especially, because that is where I am now. My students are what inspired me to really say, I don't need to leave this profession.
A new day dawns, full of possibilities. Take the first step towards your dreams. Empower your mind with positive thoughts. Achieve more. Make a difference in someone's life today. Impossibility is nothing.
Welcome to Inspire Her on the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational TV station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence studio here in Ikoyi, Lagos. This is the space where women come to learn, grow, and be inspired to live with purpose, confidence, and intention. Today's episode is one every woman needs to hear. Building wealth in your prime earning years. These are the years when our energy, creativity, and opportunities are at their peak, but also when discipline and intentionality matter the most. We'll be exploring how to make your financial prime truly count, from knowing your worth and in negotiating better to investing wisely, diversifying income streams, and building wealth that creates freedom and not just comfort. And joining me in this empowering conversation are two phenomenal women who bring both wisdom and experience to the table. First, Esther Evodage, a finance professional, entrepreneur, and mentor who's passionate about helping women take charge of their money and their mindset. And Ngozi Ochuba, a pharmacist, wellness advocate, and midlife reinvention coach who believes true wealth is holistic, encompassing health, happiness, and financial independence. Together, we'll unpack how to use your most productive years to create the life and legacy you truly deserve. All right, so welcome to another episode here on Inspire Her, and today we are talking about money, building wealth, and the beautiful ladies I have in the studio here, they look like money and wealth. And they'll be teaching us how to build wealth today. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
You both look lovely.
Thank you, and you too.
Yeah. All right, so today we're talking about building wealth in your prime years. And when I heard the topic, the first thing that came to my mind was, I make money. But what is wealth, right? What do we understand when someone says build wealth? Okay, so let's start the conversation from there so that anyone who's listening to us right now understands what it means. Because I make money, but this time around, we want to understand what it means to build wealth. So, Madam Ngozi, you look like wealth. She looks like wealth as well, but your smile, let me start the conversation with you. What does it mean to build wealth?
I'll say building wealth means growing your financial resources. Not just any money, but increasing your money and multiplying your money for your financial freedom.
Interesting.
So that's what it takes to build wealth.
Interesting. Do you want to say something?
I think she captured it well. I mean, like she just said, I like the word intentional. I use it a lot because I think it captures, how things should be done. Being intentional, growing your resources, your financial assets, growing it, keeping it, increasing what you keep at every point and multiplying it as you go on over time.
Okay, so we're talking about building wealth in our prime years. So my question will be, how do we understand our prime years and how do we make wealth in those years?
I'll say your prime years are your productive years. They are between the ages of 30 to 50. Because that's when you are most productive.
Okay.
That's when you experience a spike in your salary. That's when you get promotions. That's when you can easily change job just at the snap of your fingers. So your financial prime is often between your 30s and 50s.
Okay.
Because that's the most productive years of your life. Those are the years where your income seems to be at its highest. Those are the years when you start settling. Those are the years when you get good jobs and you can easily change job just at the snap of your fingers and step into something higher. Those are the time you are getting certification, acquiring tools, and so on. So those years of your life, they are very important. And what you do with them will determine whether you will walk into financial freedom or not. So those are not the years to toy with at all if you want to build wealth for the future. So you must be very careful at those seasons of your life. I know somebody may argue and say there are people who started late, maybe in their 60s, and yet they still built wealth. But my question to such a person would be, why would you want to wait till you are 50 or 60 before you build wealth? Why would you not take advantage of your prime? Because your prime period or prime years, they are very essential, they are very important. The yield that your investment will give you in your prime, you cannot compare it to what your investment will give you when you start to build wealth in your 50s or 60s. So that is why you must be very careful. The choices that you make at those years of your life, it will determine how your future will
turn
be.
out.
Yes, and that is when we say peak earning is equals to peak opportunity. Because those years of your life, they are very vital. That is when you experience a spike in your income. So you have to be very careful at those years of your life. I remember when I was in my prime, I just had my son and my baby was 3 months old. And my husband said to me, go and do your master's. And I was like, I just had a baby. This is the time I want to rest. My husband insisted that you must go for your master's. And I'm happy I did at that time.
Yes.
I would take my son to school with the driver and my helper. I will come out of the classroom, breastfeed my son, and go back. All the lecturers, they were so fond of me. They liked me because they saw the Z in me.
Yes.
And I was happy I did that because that was my prime. And at that place where I did my MBA, I met a gentleman who said to me, he will always refer to me as woman. woman, what are you doing in that old generation bank? That you shouldn't be there, that you need to move to a new generation bank. And I said to him, let me be done with this certification. And the moment we finished that program, he said, can I have your CV? Because he was already working in a new generation bank. And I went for that interview. I did very well. And I tell you, that was a turning point in my life.
Wow.
So that is why I say your prime years, they are the period you easily change jobs. So you don't joke with it. Now, for you to be able to make your prime years count, there are some things you need to know. You must avoid lifestyle creeps. It's very important. You don't say because you earn more, so you must spend more. You have to be very careful at those stages of your life. That is when you must know what your cash flow is. Know how much you earn, how much you spend. Then you must make sure you have a budget that will guide your spending. That will help you. And avoid emotional and impulse buying. Because those are the things that will distract you at those periods of your life. Then fight the urge to upgrade. I always say this particular conversation is very important for any woman who is between 30, 40 and 50, because don't joke with this season of your life. It's very key. When you see people who have probably retired and you see that they are living peacefully, a lot of them, they took care of their prime years.
Yes, lots of sacrifices involved.
Yes. And that period of your life is so important. Don't upgrade anything. Not when there's a little rise in your salary. That's when you decide that you need to change your car. You need to change your location where you are living. You need to go on vacation. There is time for everything. So you have to be very careful at that